All right, let's dive right in. We have all been there. You've got a super important document to print, a deadline is breathing down your neck, and that's the exact moment your printer decides to throw a fit. It is one of the most common and, let's be honest, most infuriating tech frustrations out there. But what if I told you that you could actually tame that beast? Well, in this explainer, we're going to demystify your home printer and put you back in the driver's seat.
You know the feeling. It beeps, it blinks, it makes all these strange whirring sounds, and sometimes it just sits there, silently judging you. It feels personal, doesn't it? But here's the thing. It's not magic, and it's definitely not a personal vendetta. It's a machine. And like any machine, once you understand how it works, you can totally control it. So, to get really specific, we're going to use the HP DeskJet 3700 series as our guide today. But hey, don't worry if you have a different model. The principles we're about to cover apply to most home printers. It's time to stop treating it like some unsolvable mystery and start decoding what it's trying to tell you. When you really look at it, the inside of a printer is surprisingly simple. You've got places for paper to go in, you've got the part where ink gets applied, and you've got a spot for the finished prints to come out. Let's quickly point out the key players you'll be dealing with the most. See? It really just boils down to these four main areas. You put paper in the input tray, that's number 3. The ink, well, that lives in the cartridges at number 10. Your masterpiece lands on the output tray, number 11. And the brain of the whole operation, that's the control panel, number 8. That's how the printer talks to you. Okay, so let's zoom in on that control panel. We're calling it the cockpit because that's pretty much what it is. It's where you get all your vital flight information and where you give commands. And once you can read this dashboard, you're no longer flying blind. Instead of using words, your printer speaks a language of blinking lights and little icons. Now, I know it can seem a little cryptic at first, but it's actually a super efficient way for it to tell you what's going on. So let's crack the code. These are your main action buttons. That resume button, it's your best friend after you've just cleared a paper jam. The cancel button is your emergency brake, perfect for stopping a job you sent by mistake. The wireless button, of course, is your connection to everything. And that little droplet symbol, the ink alert light, that's just a friendly heads up that you're running low on fuel. Now, the display also gives you 2 really important pieces of information in real time: how much ink you have left and just how strong your Wi-Fi signal is. Let's take a closer look at what those mean. So on the left, you've basically got your ink gauges, one for color, one for black. It's just an estimate, sure, but it's crucial for knowing when you should probably have a new cartridge handy. And on the right, you've got the signal bars, just like on your phone. If you're having connection problems, a weak signal right here is your very first clue. Okay, so you've checked the paper, you know the ink is full, the Wi-Fi signal is rock solid, but it's still not printing. This is where things get really frustrating, because the problem might not be the printer itself. It might just be a ghost in the machine, or, more accurately, in your computer. This is the classic situation, right? You hit print, your computer says printing, but the printer just sits there, completely silent. It's like the command just vanished into thin air. So where did it go? And why isn't it reaching its destination? Well, the answer is often a little-known Windows service called the Print Spooler. And the absolute best way to think about it is like an air traffic controller for your printer. Its only job is to take every print command, line them up in an orderly queue, and then send them to the printer for landing one by one. But if that air traffic controller, that service, crashes or just gets stuck, the whole system grinds to a halt. All your print jobs are just sitting there on the tarmac, but the control tower is empty. Nothing can take off. And that's exactly why you can send 100 print jobs and absolutely nothing happens. But here is the great news. Getting that air traffic controller back on duty is usually super simple. You just have to know how to restart it. Let's look at a few quick ways to get it done. So we've got 3 methods here, from the easiest to the a little more advanced. The first one is the simplest by far. Just find the Services app on your computer, scroll down to Print Spooler, right-click it, and hit Restart. Done. Now, for those of you who are more comfortable with the command line, you can use either the command prompt or PowerShell to stop and then start the service manually. Any of these 3 methods will clear out that traffic jam and get things moving again. Now, what if restarting the spooler doesn't work? Well, there are a few other things to check. Sometimes things like security settings, old and outdated drivers, or even your antivirus program can cause a conflict. It's definitely less common, but it's good to have in your back pocket if the problem keeps happening.
All right, we've covered the troubleshooting side of things. Now let's shift gears from just fixing problems to proactively getting amazing results every single time you print. This is all about being proactive, not just reactive. We always think about the ink, right? But we totally forget that paper is half of the equation. Honestly, using the right paper is like putting premium fuel in a high-performance car. It makes a world of difference in how things look.
So what should you actually look for? Well, for your everyday printing, HP recommends keeping an eye out for this, the Color Lock logo. And this isn't just some marketing gimmick. It's a technology standard that actually guarantees a certain level of quality.
And here's what that quality standard actually gets you. Papers with this tech are specifically engineered to react with the ink in a special way. The result? Colors pop, blacks are way deeper and more solid, and the ink dries almost instantly, which means, and this is a big one, no smudging.
The real key is to match the paper to the project. Are you printing a photo you want to frame? Go for a premium photo paper. That big presentation for work, a heavyweight presentation paper gives it that really professional feel. And if you're just printing snapshots for the fridge, a more affordable everyday photo paper is absolutely perfect. It's all about using the right tool for the job.
And that's really what this has all been about, right? By understanding the parts, learning the control panel's language, knowing how to fix a really common software glitch, and choosing the right materials, you've completely transformed your relationship with this device. It is no longer the boss of you. So the next time you walk up to your printer, you're going to be doing it with confidence, not with fear. The power is back in your hands. The only question left is, what amazing things are you going to bring from your screen into the real world?